What's happening, everybody? I'm Steve, and welcome back to Junk Drummer TV, and welcome to my completely original and not stolen video series. What makes this drum track great? Today's track is going to be Fall Out Boy, Sugar We're Going Down Swinging by Andy Hurley. Stick around to the middle of the video because I'm going to give a scorching hot take on that whole emo business of the early aughts. This song is deceptively not hard, but like it's involved. There's like 8 or 9 parts to this song. I know when you think of like emo, pop punk from the early aughts, you might think easy drums, but man, this drum track is great. And we're going to look at what makes it great today. Now, before we get into it, this video is definitely going to get copyright struck. So if you'd like to help me out, give me a like, comment, and share. Go check out a bunch of my other videos. If you dig what I'm doing, go check out my merch table and my Patreon. Also, I'm going to have a Discord server set up very, very soon. But enough of that. Let's get into like the anthem of 2005, Sugar We're Going Down Swinging. Okay, you know, that is an iconic drum beat to start a song. There is a large part of the population that graduated high school around this time where when they hear that drum intro, they lose their fucking mind. This drum intro is as important to a large portion of people out there as this is to the people of my generation. You know, when we hear that, we know exactly what's coming. When you hear played it too fast. You know exactly. Those kids out there, and hell, they're fucking adults now. They know exactly what that song is, and they're going to lose their mind. It's a great intro, drum intro. It's literally, until the end of it, the same rhythm. It's 1E, a 3E, a 3E, a 4E, a 1. 1E, a 2E, a 3E, a 4E, a 1. Just phrased and in between the bass drum and snare drum. Try to play it at that tempo. And it's ended with like one of the all-time great drum fills that everyone plays. This is such a common drum fill that when my students hear me say chock 'em, they know what I'm talking about. It doesn't get any more rock and roll than chock 'em. So, like I said, there's like 8 or 9 parts to this song. And you've heard me talk about it on the channel. If you've been one of my students, you've heard me say it in lessons. If you want someone to get into your song, if you want to bring the listener in, give them a constant 1/8 note or 1/4 note beat on the bass drum. And that's all that's going on there. Still playing too fast. But yeah, that right there is it is the big comfy chair for listeners. Give them, and they're going to come running all the time. Been dying to tell you anything you want to hear, 'cause that's just who I am this week. Lie in the grass next to the mausoleum. I'm just a nut in your bedpost, but you're just a lot in. Okay, we're up to a 3rd part, and we're not even through the 1st verse. This song is damn near a prog song. I know there's no odd times or anything in it, but the amount of drum parts in this song, it's almost like a Yes tune. Yeah, you fucking old prog assholes, you're gonna get mad, shut up. So the verse, the B section of the verse has what some people, some of my students have tried to actually play double bass. I don't have my double bass set up, it's over there on my electronic kit, but they'll want to go as a double bass part, but you should have the foot chops to go, you know. Also, commenters, I'm using a lapel mic and a room mic, and I hope that this new setup works for this series of videos. But yeah, that's all. That's just 1E and a 2, 3E and a 4E, a 1. You know, we're into a second part of the verse. Now this part is more like a pre-chorus, right? So we have another part that's the pre-chorus, which is this rim click thing, or a cross stick. Okay, so, you know, this part, you're going. You know, a great part. You know, what I like about this drum part is every section of the song has a custom made drum part that fits it perfectly. This is really elevated pop punk is what we're really dealing with. You know, if you write a great intro groove, bring it back in the chorus, right? And that's what we've got going on here on the first part of the verse. So, verse or chorus B has its own part, and it's like something like that, or it's. But again, it's, you know, playing 4/16 notes on the bass drum. This tempo is slow enough; you should be able to have the chops for that. But we've had an intro, which is chorus A. We've had a verse A, verse B. We've had a pre-chorus. Now B section of the chorus. There it is again. Chock 'em, chock 'em. Okay, so like a post-chorus or a pre-verse, I tell my students that you should always name each section of the song so then you can associate your drum part with that part of the song, and that helps you memorize like a whole set list. Like if you're in a band that's playing 10, 15, 20 songs in your repertoire, it makes it easier to remember. So yeah, this is like a post-chorus, pre-verse, I guess, and it's this really cool tom part that goes, no. That's probably my favorite part of the whole song. I love custom, like I always think of like when I'm writing drum parts for the bands that I'm in, I'm wanting it to be custom fitted for the part that it is in, you know, whatever section of the song. And that part, it's wonderful. And it never comes back. So it's like this one great part that just happens and goes away. It's a little proggy. I had a student, actually I've taught this to one of my students, and she called it Prog Out Boy. Is this more than you bargained for yet? Oh, don't mind me, I'm watching YouTube from the closet, wishing to be the friction in your jeans. Isn't it messed up how I'm just dying to be him? I'm missing nothing your bedpost, but so does a line in a song. Okay, so a lot of this is the same stuff that we've just done, so I'm going to skip ahead. Hopefully try to fight that copyright claim algorithm. So same, you know, all the parts were the same there, verse A. Although, if you notice, this actually not verse A, the second verse skipped that part and went straight to the part, right? So, the chorus again set up the same way as the first. So let's skip ahead just a little bit. Love that part. You know, it's a part that could only be that. You know, the bass player went don't crash. There's nothing else that could have been. I call that bass player tyranny. When a bass player plays a part that you can't do anything other than that, right? So that. Now we've got, like, you know, your hits. You call this the bridge. And sugar will going down swinging. I'll be your number one with the bullet. Two of them. Maybe it's one. Cock it and pull it. We're going down, around. And sugar will going down swinging. I'll be your number one with the bullet. Complex, cock it and pull it. We're going down. Another part. You know, this all, I guess, would be called like a bridge, I guess. And now we're playing, you know, anytime in lessons and I say the Motown beat and whatever the bass drum part is, they know I'm talking about. Or, you know. Right. So this is kind of like, for my vernacular, the Motown beat, but then the bass drum's going and on the 1 and the 3. And that is, you know, like the bridge. Okay, so I'll have it stopped and the song's almost over and you've waited a little while for that flaming hot take, because that's what YouTube's about, right? Hot takes. Here's my hot take about that whole emo scene. And I'm talking about MCR, Panic at the Disco, Taking Back Sunday, Fall Out Boy, all of that. And, you know, we're talking early aughts, right? This song came out in 2005. And a lot of those bands are all kind of became popular at that same time. Now, at the time that this was out, I was fucking knee deep in the jam band scene, so I was very oblivious to what was going on in the popular mainstream. Now, of course, I later found out that probably one of the most like derided styles of music was emo, right? You know, had a bunch of dudes with black hair and eyeliner and were singing, you know, emotively. And when I became aware of it all, and by the way, Panic at the Disco's Pretty Odd is one of my favorite records of all time. Like, it might be like a top 25 of all time for me. I think that record's a fucking masterpiece. So, you know, it isn't like I don't like this style, but when the way that I came to this music was the way that I come to a bunch of music was I had a bunch of students who wanted to learn it, right? Man, when the fucking Black Parade came out, man, I made a bunch of money because every goddamn kid that was in marching band wanted to play the Black Parade. If Hot Topic didn't exist, this style of music would not have been quote unquote hated by the type of people who do hate it. This is just good pop punk music. All of that is. So that whole scene was just good pop punk music, and they all wore a lot of black and wore some guy liner. Well, man, like, dude, fellas has been, you know, fucking around with like makeup since David fucking Bowie. And I'm a huge David Bowie fan, so I don't give a fuck what some dude puts on his face. Does the music hit me? This music doesn't like hit me like, you know, the music of my youth does, or other styles of music. You know, it's music. You come to music at the right time, right? But when I go back and analyze this stuff and teach it for my kids, it's just good pop punk. All you fucking assholes out there that like made fun of like emo kids, and, you know, like even South Park made fun of emo kids because South Park's amazing and they make fun of fucking everybody. But all you people out there that were bitching about emo kids, you know, like you old heads, well, that's the reason why you're an old head. You're an old head because you could become fucking irrelevant. And here's the thing about all you people that trash this style of music, pretty much based on what the kids look like. Look, man, you're fucking old. You're not supposed to get that generation. The fact that like you don't get that generation means that the world is still in balance. But you are also the same people who bitch and complain that now there's no rock on radio. There's no fucking big rock band except for Foo Fighters and, you know. So this was the last time that rock music, guitars, bass, drums, ruled the airwaves and was culturally significant and culturally relevant. So all you old heads out there, you should fucking apologize to the little fragile kid who probably doesn't get enough sun who likes this style of music. Because, like, if you like Green Day, if you like the Sex Pistols, if you like the Descendants, this is just pop candy. Like, everybody's watching this video, even if you're not a Fall Out Boy song, you're going to be fucking singing this song for the rest of the day. That's what you're going to be doing for the rest of the day. This is good pop music. The lesson here is don't become an irrelevant old head just because you don't like an aesthetic of a certain style of music. Also, for those guys who would shut the fuck up and just listen to this music, and if they liked, fucking Green Day or any kind of like punk music, you'd have fucking liked it too. So shut the fuck up. So when this song finally drops to what you think of as the stereotypical punk rock beat, when I heard it for the first time, or maybe like when I was analyzing it and teaching it for the first time, I just thought it had to be this way. It had to get there. Like, this whole song's drum part is basically trying to do everything but this, but then it finally does it at the end, right? So it's just good old fashioned, what is the bass drum part? Yeah, man, fucking. Punk rock double time, baby. I mean, that's classic. Black t-shirts are classic for a reason. That drum beat's classic for a reason. Complex, cock it and pull it. So, that's what makes that drum track great. There's a lot of shit going on in that song. There's a bunch of parts. It's all 4/4. If you're an intermediate to an advanced drummer, you can play it. But here's what I say to all you motherfuckers out there in my comment section that talks about, oh, this song's easy, blah, blah, blah. Well, you didn't come up with it. And more importantly, you didn't sell 1 billion records of that song. So, shh, no one wants to hear from you. Don't rain on people's parade. I hope you all enjoyed that. I wanted to do the first couple of songs in this series as curveballs. I'm a 45-year-old Gen Xer. And I'm going to do a bunch of that kind of stuff too. I'm going to do some classic rock, and I'm going to do some fucking Rage Against the Machine next time. But this song and the one I did last time, which was Holiday, these were songs that I just happened to be teaching my kids at the time. And I just noticed how great the drum tracks were. Every part is exactly what it should be. And this song could have been played a lot simpler than it was. And Andy Hurley did a fantastic job at putting together like one of the last big significant anthems. Like, name one since then from a rock band, right? So, I hope y'all enjoyed all that. If you did and you think I deserve it, please give me a like, comment, and share. Give me a double tap on the notification, on the subscription and the notification bell if you really dig what I did. Go check out my merch table. Go check out my Patreon. I'll have a Discord server soon. And, man, Fall Out Boy, I mean, they're fucking cool with me. Keep practicing until it's easy.